Hey guys! Oh no, it already started. Shoot.
Shit.
Okay. How do I... Oh gosh.
Yo, tag me.
Oh, tag friends. Okay, sorry.
I ain't your friend. I'm your husband.
Oh my lord. Alright, well, I tried to do it sideways because it's kind of hard to get us both in here. But, is it on? Okay. Guys! Oh my gosh! Is it on? Okay, yeah, it's on. It's been so long since we last talked. It's been like over a month, so please forgive us. I think it's been like 2 months. Life has just been so crazy. This freaking nutcase won't stop licking. And can you scoot over a little bit towards me so people can see you?
Yeah.
So today we're gonna talk about a few things. We're going to talk, like, scoot over, I can barely, like, you're barely in it. Yeah. Oh, okay, there we go. There's gonna be lots of animals in this one for sure. So we're gonna talk about, like, our online dating. Apollo, what are you doing? We're gonna talk about how we met. We're gonna talk about online dating. We're gonna talk about our actual dating process and maybe give, like, a little bit of pointers or, like, hints about things that worked for us. And then we're gonna talk about our engagement, because I don't think we've talked about, like, our actual engagement, like how we got there.
Ah, yeah.
It's a good story. It's a really good story. So, you will see lots of animals. Listen, this dog is an incessant licker. It drives us bananas. So we're just going to talk about that. But what's been going on with us since the last 2 months? I started back going to school, so I'm going to school online, and that's been very taxing, but that's been good. And, you started working on some stuff for work, some certifications and such.
Yep.
And that's about it. Ain't nothing changed.
What's this Friday? What have you been working towards this Friday?
Oh, okay. So this Friday, we are heading down to Miami because on Saturday, I'm doing my first CrossFit competition at CrossFit Wynwood. This fucking dog. At CrossFit Wynwood in Miami on Saturday from 8 to 5. So I've been prepping for that. Last week was really hard. So I'm sure that you guys have seen that there was going to be a hurricane and it was supposed to be a Category 4 that was going to hit us directly on. And then we got all prepared and I missed work on Monday and it was crazy. And then the storm never came. In fact, the windiest day was like Wednesday and it was supposed to come on Monday. So that was kind of annoying. But for you, it was just fine.
I mean, it was pretty stressful.
It was very stressful.
I got like 7 houses prepared.
Yeah, lots of shutters. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Lots of shutters. Our house is still pretty dark because we have shutters up still because there's more storms that are brewing out there. So, no.
Okay. Okay.
There's more storms brewing out there, so we're kind of just trying to be prepared, but not live in a dungeon because I cannot stand the darkness. Oh, this nose crooked. It's bothering me. Okay, there we go. OCD. So yeah, if you want to maybe do something fun on Saturday, downtown Miami, the Wynwood area, you guys can come down and maybe watch a competition, and yeah.
I'll be there.
My
Full
number
support.
one fan right here. I expect a painted chest, painted face, warrior lines, the whole nine. Okay, so anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about like online dating because especially in the times that we're living in today, it is super popular. And I used to be every time. I used to be kind of embarrassed and I'm like, oh yeah, I met my husband dating online. But honestly, for me, I was just doing it because I was going to school full time and I was working full time and I had just moved to the area. I'd only been here for like a year. And I knew that I wanted to meet somebody, but I didn't have the time. So like, well, plus we live in a place where there's no nightlife. Like there's nowhere to go out. There's like nothing to really
45
do.
minutes away from the closest club.
Literally, in West Palm Beach, that's like the closest club. Well, there was that one club, but then somebody got shot there. What was it called? Lazen. Yeah. So I wasn't trying to hang out there. So I was like, online's great because you can kind of build a boyfriend. No, stop. He stopped. He's crazy.
I know, it's funny.
So I thought of it as kind of like build a boyfriend because I literally could like, of course people lie, but I could go online and kind of pick out exactly what it was that I was looking for in a spouse and kind of go from there and like weed out people, like if I didn't want somebody with a kid or if I wanted somebody with a kid or if I, whatever. So why did you kind of go towards online dating?
Because I'm a hopeless romantic.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why. and I wanted to find my ride or die, and I got very lucky.
Yeah. So, but like, why did you just like meet people in person? So like, why did you do online versus like just meeting people?
Because
'Cause
I'm
you grew up here.
Because I'm an introvert,
Okay.
and I don't necessarily like going out to meet or like pick up women. That's not my thing.
Well, that's our timer. Alexa, off. So I had in person. So I was on online dating for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months, and I had met 2 people in person, and one guy I'm actually still friends with on Facebook or Instagram. Yeah. But that clearly didn't work out. And the other one was a real asshole. So that also clearly didn't work out. So I literally was about to delete it was Plenty of Fish, by the way, which is literally the worst out of every single dating app you could ever use. I do not recommend it, even though we met there. It's horrible. But I literally was going to delete the app that day, and I was like scrolling. No way, I was too. And then I came across this guy, and I was like, oh, he has this profile picture with this other guy that looks like a little bit douchey. And he had a tank top on, what Chris did, and I was like, oh, he kind of looks like a frat boy. I kind of like his vibe. He had nice muscles. Like his pictures were like him working out, and I was like, I'm into this. I like this. So I was like, whatever. I'm gonna delete it today anyway. So whatever. So I just messaged him, and I so wish that we could pull the transcripts from our conversations, because I can't remember.
I remember some of it.
I don't remember really any of it. So anyways, I reached out, and then we were talking back and forth. We probably talked for like a month.
Before we met?
Yeah, in person. Because it was before Halloween, I remember that. So before end of October, and then maybe in November, we met and we hung out for like a month before we like really started dating. So I'm sorry, there's a lot of noises, and I'm like so distracted.
Yeah, we got a dog chewing on our left side, dog chewing on our right side, lawnmower going on. It's
the cat's sitting right here. It's very distracting. But we wanted to do what was more light today, so we got out of the dungeon. Okay, so anyways, so when we started talking online, and then we started texting pretty quickly, because I'm like, the app was like annoying. And I was like, you know what, we need to like meet up, because catfish is real. Like, I wanted to know like if that was really him. I didn't really have doubts. Like, there was nothing that would like made me think that it wasn't him. But I just wanted to meet in person. I wanted to like catch our vibe, see like how it was. And our first date, we went bowling, and we went to Duffy's, where drinks are 2 for 1. We got way too drunk, drank way too much. But I think it's probably like the nerves.
Oh yeah, totally the nerves.
Yeah. So what did you think when you first saw him?
I was like, oh man, who's this pretty little lady?
Okay, but you knew what I was gonna look like.
No, I mean, you know how someone looks like online, but then it's completely different when you see them in person. Mm-hmm. There's like a different vibe to it,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I got the butterflies, the heart was racing. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh man, what are my first words gonna be?
It was really nerve-wracking. It was scary.
I remember her standing at the front door, and I took my boy Angelo's advice. She's like, go up, give her a hug, a little kiss on the cheek, say, hey, how you doing?
Did you give me a kiss on the cheek?
I did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Clearly, I don't remember that. But I do remember when we were walking to the table, I grabbed your hand, and I like didn't even know you, so that was.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That was a little weird. Looking back, it was. So I remember you knocked over my drink. When I was on my 3rd Long Island. You knocked it over.
I remember that.
You were nervous? Or you were drunk?
I wasn't drunk.
No, you were just nervous.
Yeah.
And that was on a Friday night, and then after our date, we stayed in the parking lot, made out for like an hour. And then what did you do after?
I met up with 2 of my boys at IHOP.
Mind you, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. No, it wasn't that late. It was like 12:30.
No, it was that late.
Kevin Snow would not have let me stay out that late. My dad was like so strict on curfew, so it was probably like 12:30. Because I think that my curfew is probably 1. Which yes, I had a curfew at 21 years old, but whatever. So you went, and like what happened with your boy date?
Oh, I was just like, I had like the best date of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I kind of really remember. I just remember saying that. Angela can vouch for that.
Yeah. And so then the next day we ended up hanging out again. And I met his dad the second day. On our second date, I met his dad. And his dad, as soon as I met him, I was like, now I see where Chris gets his personality from. His dad's like somewhat introverted, a little bit shy, and he was like, you're even prettier than the pictures. And I was like, oh, thanks. And
You gassing yourself up?
no, that's what he said.
Oh, I know. I remember.
And so yeah, we went to the beach, and literally the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. Pretty much, like, from that point on, we haven't really spent much time apart.
Our parents, my dad met his dad on Thanksgiving, and my sister was in town, so that's when she met Chris. And this was Thanksgiving we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend yet because we started dating in December, but this was November of 2013.
Damn.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or was it the year after that my
No,
sister
that was
was
13.
there? Before my surgery.
I was 13.
Wow. Okay. November of 2013.
We got some history.
We got some history, yeah. So that, yeah, my sister met Chris, and yeah, it kind of just went all good from there. So I want to fast forward to the proposal, because if you guys haven't heard the story, it's a real good one. So I want you to tell it.
Man. All right, so what was it? It was winter 2016. 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, winter 2017. One of my best men from the wedding was in town, Tony. He lives out in LA. I was like, dude, I think I'm ready to get the ring. He's like, let's do it. So we didn't think twice, hopped in the car, we went up to International Diamond Center, shout out to them.
Shout out to IDC.
Got the ring. So,
But how did you pick it?
because you literally sent me like a million pictures of rings. All right, up to this point, all right, in between the proposal and the first date, she pretty much. I'll show your butt on the camera.
Oh boy. I pretty much what?
It was like, oh my gosh, everyone's getting married around me and engaged. Oh, I want a ring so bad.
Which was all true.
And I'd get pictures of rings, like, oh my god, this one's beautiful. And I'd play along, like, yeah, that's real nice.
You played along. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta keep you content.
Uh-huh.
And then, so all the style started adding up after a while, and I knew the style that she liked.
And we looked like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, so that
In
helped.
multiple places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I'm not big on like the designer stuff. I don't have like a single pair of designer shoes. I have like 2 designer bags that I got on Black Friday because I don't pay full price for nothing. And so that was just one thing, like my whole life, that was really important to me. I was like, I want a nice ring. I want what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have it forever, hopefully. So I was like, you know what? This is something that I really like. Just want him to get right.
Okay. So, anyways,
Sorry.
yeah. So that's how I knew which kind of style to get and everything. So, just quick advice for any of the fellas out there thinking they might pop the question soon.
Also, congrats to Chris G
to
and Quinto.
our really good friends,
Yay!
Chris G and Tabby.
They just
Congrats,
got
guys.
engaged.
We're super happy for you guys.
Yay! Okay. Your advice.
Yes. Pick her brain before you go and get one, because I've seen some horror stories. Just find out what she likes.
Yeah. Can we go back to like when you went to go actually purchase the ring? What that experience was like?
I was sweating in
Because
a really
somebody-
cold store.
Because like they might, like, I don't know, some guy might want to know like what advice you would give them for like looking for rings or like looking at prices or like how is that experience?
So know your budget. Go.
How did you determine that?
I don't know, I just did.
Okay. Just do it.
Well, anyways, know your budget. Know. I'd say do research on the spot that you want to go to. Make sure you have it lined up to where the ring matches like the type of insurance that you want. Warranty insurance, all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Yeah.
Which I found, International Diamond Center, they have all these crazy promotions going on all the time. So I'm literally paying like 0 interest for like
the duration of the paintings.
For all the paintings on the ring. So it's like you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Low battery.
Oh shit. My B fam.
So yeah, the experience was very nerve-wracking. I was like, how am I gonna get this right? We know.
Oh my god. Jesus.
So I was like, walking in, I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually really doing this. Like, it's just like a weird high on life moment from there to the engagement, which we'll get to. But it's just like, there's just certain things that like, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird.
But
like,
you were excited?
Of course I was excited.
Or more nervous?
I mean, both.
Yeah. Granted, I was being a real bitch because I was like, okay, so he bought the ring in December.
Bro, she was trying to start giving me ultimatums. I'm like, what am I getting into?
He got the ring in December and I had no idea. I was clueless. And like, it proved to me that he can lie to me, which is very unnerving. Because I literally was like, if he lies to me, I'm gonna know. But he literally kept this from me. All my friends knew, my parents knew, his parents knew, all of his friends knew. I was the only one that was in the dark.
And I strategically planned this out on who I was telling at what time.
Yeah. So I was like, literally, guys, I'm not exaggerating. I was like, I just don't understand. Like, if you love me, why would you propose? Because everybody else is gonna. Literally, I was shedding real tears. And inside, he's like boiling, like about to fuming because he had the ring and I didn't know. And looking back, I feel a little bad.
Just wanted to kind of throw it at her and be like, "Here,
take it, damn it!
This is what you're crying about." But yeah. So day of engagement.
No, day before.
Day before.
Yeah. What happened the day before we got engaged?
Yeah. All right, the whole process. All right, so we had our trip planned out to go to California. My best friend was getting married, and I was like, this is gonna be a perfect time to propose to her because one, her sister's out there, and I know she's very important to her. So I was like, that'd be awesome for her to be a part of it. And I was like, oh crap! All right, let me get with her, and we're gonna figure out a dope spot to do it. So she brought up like, you want to make it more public or more private and intimate? I'm like, me being introverted, like I said I was before, I was like, I want it private, more intimate. It could just be us three and maybe a couple other people standing around. So we chose Point Dume in Malibu, California. And
we saw Liam Hemsworth.
We did say Liam. What's up, Liam?
What's up, Liam? Your brother's hotter. Okay.
So anyways, day before the trip, we had a little hookup where we were able to leave our car at a hotel.
We went to Orlando. We went to Universal. Oh, I'm sorry.
So we dropped the car at the hotel, and then Universal's like right down the street. So we went to Universal. It was like, all right, we're gonna go ride a couple rides and bounce. So it'll be fun.
Especially because like I had just worked like 14 days in a row, and I was like so exhausted, and we were like so excited to go to California to see my sister, to see my aunt, just to like be in Cali, to travel together because we hadn't traveled for like it would have been like 2 or 3 years since we had traveled somewhere together. So we were just like super giddy, super excited, just to like the weather was beautiful. We were just so happy to like be there. It was May. It was just the weather was perfect.
So we get into Universal,
and I hate riding rides.
I forced her on this one.
He forced me.
Favorite ride of all time, the Mummy at Universal Studios Orlando.
Yeah, which is not that bad actually.
But anyways, all right, let's get to it. So basically, I was like, all right, I'm gonna like try to get through this line as quick as I can because it was like a 10-minute wait. So
there was no line basically, but it has those like they're not stanchions, but it has like bars that you have to like weave in and out to get to the front. That didn't sound good. And so Chris was like, hey, stop it. Chris was like, I'm gonna beat you to the front, and I was like, oh hell no, you ain't. So I decided to, because I
had already jumped over the railing.
You did?
Yeah, I was already pretty far in front of you.
Oh yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna jump over the railing to meet up with him because I was like really hyper and I had been working out. And so I put my hands on the rail and I jumped over, and my foot caught the railing on the way over.
It was slow motion.
And I sprained my ankle and I skinned my knee really bad.
All right.
And the bitch behind me was like, "That's why I didn't do that."
Okay. Anyways.
That still makes me mad. That was rude. Why would you say that to somebody?
Who cares? We're talking about something that's real like positive and happy in our life right now. So, ixnay.
So I sprained my wrist, my ankle, so bad. And at first, I was like, "Oh, it's okay." It's like, I mean, it kind of hurt, but it's okay.
She didn't even realize her adrenaline was going. She didn't realize she was on a ride.
Because I was so scared. I mean, my adrenaline was pumping from getting hurt that I literally don't even remember the ride. And I was so terrified to ride the ride, but the adrenaline from hurting myself, I was like not scared at all.
And I was pissed off as soon as it happened.
And I'm like, "Why are you so mad? Like, it's an ankle sprain. I'll put a brace on it. Like, it's fine. I don't understand like why you're so upset." Like, literally, just like ruin the whole day. He's so upset, and I just don't get it.
So, fast forward to...
Yeah, so first thing in the morning.
Was it Tuesday?
That was Sunday. So Monday morning, we were getting on the flight to go to LA. And I woke up, and I literally felt like my ankle was dangling. Like, I felt like it was just hanging there. So bad. And,
Boys.
it was,
Hey.
it hurt so bad. I was like, for sure that I broke it. I texted my sister and I'm like, "Listen, I'm gonna have to probably get an X-ray when I get there. I don't know what happened." And you can't even see your face.
Tightens my face.
So, anyways, I was super thankful for the flight attendants because she got me ice, she got me ibuprofen. But I was like, when we get to LA, I'm gonna have to go get a X-ray because I really think, and this is an ankle that I've already fractured once before. I was like, I really think I broke it again. So
still fuming at this point.
So upset, and I literally kept like, I'm like prodding him. I'm like, "Why are you so upset? I don't understand. It's just a sprain. Like, I'm gonna put a brace on it." I walked the whole freaking day we got there, all around downtown LA without any brace or anything on it. It hurt, but I was like, I'm gonna push through it because we're on vacation. I'm not gonna let that, ruin it or whatever. So then this was Monday. So fast forward to Tuesday. Do you mind keep going?
Yeah, so that's when we, Tuesday was the day. The day. And she's still like, "Oh my God, my ankle hurts so bad." I'm like, "Shit, we're going hiking. What are we gonna do?"
Like, it's fine. I'm just gonna put a brace on. It's fine.
Okay, so she put a brace on. She's toughing out. She's moving real slow. Like this. It wasn't a crazy hike. It was in sand. So if you were walking through sand, it's not really good on your ankles if they're hurting. So I thought, all right. Sorry, I got a million thoughts going through my mind talking about this. So we're walking up, and then, I told her sister, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna need a cue of when this is gonna happen," and I thought we were supposed to go all the way to the top.
But I think because I was hurt, she was like, "Let's not."
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So she goes, "All right, guys, look over the edge." And, like, looking over the edge, that was the cue.
I still had no idea.
And, looking over the edge. Oh! All right, sorry. Train of thought. One of the things I had to do with the ring was put it in one of my shoes for the airport. And then I did some research online, like, traveling far with, like, an expensive engagement ring. When you put it in your shoe, write a note to TSA, "Hey, engagement ring in here, please don't open."
Please be discreet.
Yeah, please be discreet.
Yeah.
So, all right, anyways, fast forward, back to where we're at. So she goes, "All right, guys, look over the edge."
So just to give a visual, there's like, we hiked to this little place, and it's very California. We're on the edge. There's like rocks down there, and there's like sea lions.
It's like a good 50-foot drop.
Yeah. But there's like no there's like a guardrail. It's made of rope, but there's just like one rope, and underneath it's like open. So I was like, okay, it's like, look up again. I'm clueless. I'm like, "Oh, look, sea lions, babe, look."
And she's like, "Where are you at?"
And then I turned around, and then he was on with me, and it was so cute.
Yep.
And I lost it. I was like, "Ah!" There's plenty of pictures.
Literally, she had so many emotions going through her mind at this time. Her first words, "Are you sure?"
It's true. I was like, "Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm so
I'm
mean
sure.
to you." Yeah. And girls who get engaged, if your first feeling is panic, it's okay. I knew for a long time that I wanted to marry him, like from the beginning. But I was scared. Like I honestly, like, I mean, I wasn't gonna say no, but I just like was terrified. I was like so scared. I don't know why, because I knew that that's what I wanted, but I was like, I mean, I said yes, but I had like, I would wake up at night with like anxiety, thinking like, oh my gosh, is this like the right thing to do? Am I too young? Are we too young? Do we know each other well enough? Mind you, we've been together for 5 years, 4 years, 4.5 almost.
Yeah.
And I just like, it was fear. Fear was like the first feeling, and I literally would wake up in the middle of the night with anxiety, thinking, is this the right choice? Which is so crazy because that's all I ever bothered him about, was about getting engaged, and then it happened, and then I was like, wait, what? So, are your big shoulders getting a little cramped?
No, I'm good.
So then we got engaged, and it was all great, and my sister was there to take lots of pictures, and then her dog, Aria, almost jumped to her death, and Chris caught her, literally grabbed her, and Moana still thinks that didn't happen.
Oh, that totally happened.
And we saw it.
This.
We saw it. We witnessed it. So, yeah, that is kind of the rundown of how our courting, dating, engagement, and then we already talked about the whole wedding part. So we should be getting our wedding pictures very soon, hopefully this week, so we can share those, because it's been 3 months on Friday, which is crazy. Feels like it's been way, way, way longer than that. The dog. So guys, I taught the dogs how to ring potty bells. I, myself, single-handedly, I actually just taught Apollo. Basically, there's this long process, but they ring the bells. There's bells hanging from the door, and they touch the bells with their nose when they want to go outside. But it's not just to go potty. They'll ring them just because they want to go outside. So I taught Apollo when he was a puppy, and then when we got Titan just learned from watching Apollo do it, which is actually pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Titan's smart, but he's dumb. But he's smart. So he's ringing the bells because he wants to go outside. Not because he has to go to the bathroom, but simply because he wants to go like chase a rabbit, or he just wants to play, or whatever, for whatever reason. So he's coming over here because he's like, are you talking about me? So yeah, basically just recommendations for you guys. If you're going to be getting an engagement ring, make sure you know what she likes. Talk to her best friend. That's a really good suggestion. She's got Pinterest. Check her Pinterest board. And yeah. What about when you told my parents?
That's also like a nerve-wracking thing too.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what. I mean, I've known her parents for a while now, but it's still just like a nerve-wracking thing. Actually, when you think about it, I don't know if people still do that. We're just like old school in our thoughts.
That was like so important to me because my dad and I are really close. My mom worked a lot growing up, and my dad raised me. And sometimes he can be, particular, if you will. But so I was really grateful that Chris and my dad got along, because if you know my dad, he don't play. So that was really important. But my dad raised me, and so I was like, I really want my dad was gonna say yes either way because my dad and Chris love each other. But I really wanted to make sure that my dad like verbally said like, yes, it's okay, like, because I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest girl, and like basically Chris was like taking me out of the Snow family to implant me into the Taylor family. So that was just really important that he asked my dad, and that my dad just gave the verbal blessing, even though he was going to anyways. That was important. Okay, so what happened? What did you ask me?
Showed up, pulled out the ring. Mrs. Snow started crying.
My mom, blubbering mess, go figure.
And Mr. Snow was like, oh, okay.
Literally, so my parents. My mom, a blubbering, crying mess. My dad's like, cool.
Yeah.
That's all right. Whatever. Just don't mess it up.
No.
And what about your parents?
Well, they knew. So I stopped in at their house the day I got the ring. So they had.
And what'd they do?
My dad gave me a big hug, and mom was crying. It was just.
Are you gonna start shining?
No.
The eyes looked a little teary-eyed. I don't know. Feels like forever ago. It really
It
wasn't that
does.
long ago, though. So yeah, I think it's important. If, ask her dad, ask her mom, ask her grandma, whoever, she has a lot of respect for, whoever is like the kind of been the guiding light in her life. Or his life, if girls want to propose to a guy, that's cool too. They can't see Titan, so you just look like a crazy person. Okay, there he is. So yeah, I would just, if you're gonna do online dating, I think that it's a good thing. I would just don't recommend Plenty of Fish or Tinder.
I say do whatever your gut's feeling when it comes to the apps. Just really don't be that person who goes for the very first thing that you come across. I completely lucked out, as you can see.
Did you meet other people on there?
No.
Like, did you talk to other people?
I talked to a few other people. No, that was literally the first date I ever went on from an app, so the rest is history.
Funny how that works.
Alright, I'm hungry.
Alright, we gotta go eat. We'll try to be back next week, and hopefully we're gonna have some special people.
We're gonna try to keep it consistent, guys. Sorry for the delay.
It's so hard, guys. And it's so silly because this is like not that long to do, but our schedules are opposite, and it's just life. It's hard. But we're gonna have some guests on the next one, and that's gonna be really exciting. So we're gonna introduce you to some of the most special people that live in close proximity, because we have special people that live far away, but our special people that live close. And yeah, we can't wait to share the next step with you guys and share more of our circle.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to eat dinner.
Peace out.
Bye.
Wu-Tang!